Yo! Welcome back to the MMA Short Show. It's always your boy, Steven Moustaris. And it is official, man. With the UFC coming out last night and releasing, I don't even know how many fights. It felt like 15, 16, 17 fights that they announced for the next few pay-per-views. Title fights, galore, everything. But I think the one that sticks out the most for me was just that they announced that Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez for the vacant 145 championship, which it is official now. They haven't announced the actual fight yet, but it is official. This man, Ilia Topuria, is moving up to 155. And if you're asking me, if you're going to vacate one of your championships, you're only usually doing that if you have a guaranteed shot at the next division up or down, whichever one you're going to. And you best believe this man, Ilia, and Islam Makhachev are about to get it on, man. And before we go into this too much, before I go into what I want to say, man, let's just take a second here, and this is realistically on the table here. I couldn't tell you guys right now. I could sit down and come up with a good list, but I haven't sat down yet. But just off the top of my head, out of the last 15, 16 years of the UFC and MMA in general, Ilia Topuria has a chance to go on the greatest three-fight run of all time, to take out Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Islam Makhachev in 3 straight fights, all title fights. You telling me right now that's not the most impressive three-fight run of all time? I mean, my goodness, what this man Ilia Topuria is doing, and this goes into my whole thing. I understand, as somebody who's been a fan for so long, like I've said, I really enjoy watching the guys who take their time, stay in their division, and just run it, lap it, kill people. We saw John Jones do it for years. Anderson Silva, GSP, Israel Adesanya, Kamaru Usman. Usman's not even somebody I really love like that, but you have to respect what that man did. Mighty Mouse Johnson, everybody. I mean, Islam's doing it now. Habib kind of did it. You got guys you can go on for days that we can talk about. And I do love that. I think it makes great fighters. I think it makes greats. I think it makes the arguments for GOATs. But at the same time, I'm pro fighter here. I'm not pro UFC. I'm not pro promotion. These guys are always, if the business side, they're always going to get their money. They're always going to do what they need to do to make sure it's successful. But as a fighter, when it comes to just you, Ilia Topuria, man, you don't have many shots when it comes to not only becoming a double champ, but to go on and get all the big fights that you want to do. All it takes is one loss. That's all it takes. It took one loss against Diego Lopez or Movsar Evloev in a boring snooze fest for 5 rounds, where we're sitting here right now, every fight that we ever wanted to see with you again. Also, you could take the chance to stay at 145, and you could beat Diego Lopez. You could beat Evloev. You could do all these things. You could lap the competition. But what happens when you wait too long, and now Islam Makhachev, who's the 155 god at the time, moves up to 170 just because he has just demolished the division, and now you have to beat somebody like Charles Oliveira, Arman Saruki, and somebody like that, where yes, it's impressive, but you're not the champion. They're not the champ, dude. You're not going to truly feel like the true double champ. There's always going to be that ghost of Islam Makhachev at 170 just reigning over you. And this is your chance to do it, baby. So why wouldn't you do it? I mean, for real, shouts out to Ilia Topuria. I mean, you have one chance to make your career sing as loud as it possibly can for the future. And this is his thing. Do it, man. Go out there and do it. I truly think this is a chance to see Ilia Topuria take what Conor McGregor should have done in his MMA career before he took the boxing match. I think he has a chance to truly prove it here, man. Not only you go out there and beat Islam Makhachev, you can do whatever you want. There's going to be arguments that you could fight whoever at 170 because that's what Islam was going to do. You're telling me this man couldn't beat Jack Della Maddalena? This guy couldn't beat somebody like Bilal Muhammad if he doesn't actually get hit by these guys? I'm telling you right now, Ilia Topuria, I did the video 2-3 years ago before he was about to fight Bryce Mitchell. I have never seen somebody like Ilia Topuria, who's not only such a good knockout artist and such a good striker, but to be such an elite takedown defender at the same time as I've never seen somebody that stays in the pocket, is willing to throw uppercuts, hooks, everything that he's doing, but also defending a takedown, pushing up, and then throwing more strikes again at the same time. Like, it's unheard of. You got your guys out there that are really good at the takedown defense and do all the right things, get the underhooks, get everything that they need to do, fight the head, they do everything that they possibly can. You see it all the time. But Ilia Topuria, that man will not only fight that, but he's also going to be punching you, kneeing you, doing everything he possibly can, maybe even taking you down at the same time. It's truly impressive. And I know trying to explain it doesn't really do it justice. You guys got to go watch the man fight back in his first few fights in the UFC, because as of late, nobody's even testing him on the ground. Nobody's even testing anything. They're just like, okay, I'm going to get knocked out by you. So I'm really excited for this fight. I still think Islam Makhachev should be a favorite. If we're being honest here, Islam Makhachev is a dog. He's outside of John Jones. To me, he's pound for pound champion right now, pound for pound GOAT right now. I really love Islam Makhachev. I think he's a dog. I think They still got unfinished business at 155 with the whole, whichever he's got to do with maybe Arman Sarukian and Charles Oliver. He's got a couple more fights, I think, before he can truly move up to 170, where he really solidifies himself in 155 GOAT over his cousin Habib. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited for this, man. I really am. This fight is the fight that we want to see. I did a video talking about it in December, like the biggest fights that we could have of the UFC or in MMA in general for 2025. And this is the fight, dude. This was one of them. Outside of Tom Aspinall and John Jones, Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev, 155 belt, double champ status. But I will say this before we get too crazy. I want to pump the brakes too. This man Islam Makhachev, you have to shout him out for even giving Ilia Topuria this chance, because we already saw him do it against Volkanovski. He's been taking out the 155ers. He's due for his 170 chance, man. He really is. So I think this is his perfect shot. Take out somebody like Topuria, and then he's going up. He's waiting. He's hoping Jack Nella Mandalena or Shavkat Rakhmonov take out his man Bilal Muhammad, and then it's free game for this man Islam. So you guys let me know what y'all think. There's some amazing fights. I'm about to talk about a few more, about to do a couple more videos. So if you guys see me in the same jacket for some videos, I just recorded this all within an hour. So shouts out to every single one of you. Let's go, baby. Let's go.